Good evening and thanks for joining us. First tonight, the men who know Hoons better than anyone. One has spent more than a decade filming their antics, and for the last 4 years, another has literally been studying what makes a bogan. And as David Richardson reports, the results are scary.
Hold it, hold it, hold it.
Name, sorry, mate?
Ted, mate. Ted's got a few singed beers, I think.
Yeah. Burnouts, drinking, destruction.
When you take away someone's right to self-destruct and to let off some steam, you're denying them a really important element of their humanity.
Believe it or not, this is the result of a university study.
My PhD is all about boganality, it's all about rites of passage, it's all about the rituals of transgression. Has anybody ever analysed this culture that everybody's got such an opinion on? What does the word even mean anymore?
4 years and 90,000 words later, Associate Lecturer Callum Scott will soon be known as Australia's foremost expert on bogans.
I submit my PhD in about 2 to 3 months, so I'd be, I suppose, yeah, a doctor of boganality.
Hoon Capital was filmed over 11 years. This is never-before-seen footage behind the scenes at the infamous hilltop at Bathurst, where anything can and did happen. Filmmaker Gavin Pavey.
This has existed for 60 years and no one's ever known about it because they keep it just there.
Humans need spaces where they feel secure, where they feel needed.
I think men need a space where they can go. The garden shed's good, but your missus can always come and interrupt you.
You've got, say, 3,000-4,000 blokes who are rival groups, Ford versus Holden, but amongst such anarchy, it's so well refined and controlled. We are not endorsing or promoting any of this stuff. We're just going to record what we see as it happens, as it evolves naturally.
Their social investigation found much more than even they expected.
They're different to what we would see as the, your suburban Hoon, in that he's driving through the street at 160 k's at night. If these guys ever saw you doing that, you'd want the police to get you.
While organisers have long since put a stop to the hilltop antics, authorities are now battling the same kind of behaviour on our roads.
It was a controlled and regulated environment, and what is frightening about the closure of it is if it seeps into suburbia.
In Victoria, under the Hoon legislation, more than 3,000 vehicles have been impounded in the past year. That's about 8 a day, up nearly 400 since 2006. New South Wales police have seized 1,500 cars since 2006, but Hoons there lose their keys for 3 months at a time. And in Queensland, police nab around 2,500 Hoons every year. Calling their film Top Gear for Hoons, and the fact these filmmakers call themselves Fatal Impact Productions, horrifies Norm Robinson. His 19-year-old son Luke died in a high-speed crash earlier this year.
I just think they're just a bunch of clowns being glorified in a documentary for some sort of social experiment that doesn't need to be promoted.
Norm wants the documentary banned.
This says it's cool to go out and speed and do burnouts and drink drive, so yeah, it does offend me quite a bit.
Road safety ads featuring the Robinson family pleading for motorists to slow down have been launched just days before Hoon Capital goes on tour around the country.
I normally hear his alarm in the morning just going off. I don't hear that anymore.
The ticket, the entry, is to do a burnout. It doesn't have to be a good burnout. It doesn't have to make smoke or anything, but you have to try.
Gavin and Callum are adamant their film doesn't glorify Hoons.
I have a close friend who died when I was 18, who was in one of the worst accidents that happened in Bendigo, and he got into a car that he normally would never have done. And I've never understood that, why he would do that, and it was a horrific accident.
Deaths on the road are on an all-time high in 5 years. Something's not working.
Yeah, and the filmmaker's next targets are Hoon drivers in the suburbs. That was David Richardson reporting.